Before we start the video, I just want to say my dog is barking, can't get her to shut up. Sorry about that. But I just wanted to make a quick video about how I became a bike rider and how you can become a bike rider. I figured I would trace my history all the way back to the beginning. So, that's what I'm going to do. I got this bike brand new when I was 2 years old for my birthday for my grandmother who died 3 years later. Now, I'd never had a bike before and I didn't know how to ride one for a long time after I got this one for about a year. And it did have training wheels on it. I don't know what happened to them. I am going to put them back on it just to find, when I find them, they're in storage somewhere in the barn. But this is where I started. Now, I do have professional bicycles, but I figured might as well give it a shot and let you see me ride my first bike. So, wish me luck. It's very difficult to find Tonka bicycles anymore, but yeah, not happening. It's too little, but I'm still trying to keep it to the best I can. Now, I will say I had several bicycles between this one and my Hard Rock. This is my Harder Than Hell metal, which I'll get to in a minute. I had a orange bike. I think it was from Walmart. I had training wheels on it too. I didn't keep them very long. After that, I had a Mongoose that was bigger. Then the Mongoose broke and I had a gray and red Hyper brand, Walmart brand. These were all from Walmart. Then I hated bicycle riding on those because those weren't, get that right off. Those were just not the type of bicycle that was right for me, and I didn't know that. But when I was 9 or 10, I would say 9 or 10, I got my first real bicycle. This is a 2014 Specialized Hard Rock. It was the last model that the bike shop ever had because it had just been discontinued, and I rode it for quite a while. It was my first bike with gears, and it has disc brakes. I actually broke a disc on the back one. I broke it, and I still have it, because that never happens. It was faulted, but still, you never see that. It's got dual shocks. You can turn them off or on. You can preload them. And it did have headlights on it. But, you know, when I was more into street biking than mountain biking, but I do a little bit of trail riding on this. I will throw in that my dad also had a mountain bike that he got 2 years, or a year, 1 to 2 years before I got this one, which is this Font Ranger 3700. My dad and I both preferred street riding, so we went down to the bike shop one day and got 2 bicycles. This Trek 7.3 FX series, and it's a 2016. I got a 2017, this was in April 2017, Trek FX2, and I know this is about my history as bicycle riding, but both of these bikes have had upgrades. You can see this, see these new pedal straps, which turned out to be a flop. My bike, I took the cup holder off, because I don't know if I'm going to keep this or upgrade it to a better road bike. I don't know, I don't ride it. But I have groups of friends that we go riding with, and someone is on this bike, and me and my friend both have well, I own them, but we both ride racing bikes. So, may trade this in. I don't know. I would hate to get rid of it. I did over 2,000 miles on this bike over the course of 2 years. So, I don't know. It's on par. Don't know if I'm going to keep it or not. If I do decide to keep it, put the cup holder back on. I have it on that shelf back there. So I'm not getting rid of that stuff. But it's pretty worn out. It needs the bearings to be oiled and all. It has been sitting a while. I had a blowout last time I was riding it, so I have not ridden it. I had to duct tape the tire. I took it out for a spin earlier. I'll let you hear... annoying. I will let you hear what it sounds like to ride this thing. And yes, the tire still has a little air in it, but it's losing it. Oh, come on, squeak. Well, oh, there it goes. It tried to sleep. It was a lot louder, but I've ridden it some, so it's kind of gone down a little bit, the squeak, but it was really loud. This is January 13th of 2020, but on September 1st of 2019, I went to Academy and bought this $180. Now, I'm not proud of $180. That's quite low. And it's got a kickstand. Now, when I did the Hotter Than Hell 100, I only did 60 miles, which was the 100K, so that's about 63 miles. That was the route we picked. Here's the bike I was on, my dad's, because mine was in the shop. It's constantly in the shop because it's got a lot of miles on it. So my dad's doesn't have as many because he cleans carpet, so he's usually tired when he gets home. We own a carpet cleaning business. But here it is, RS3000 Ozone. This is, despite its being from a box store, it's a pretty cool looking bike. And it rides pretty well. I've got a couple 100 miles on it. This year in the Christmas parade, we're planning, me and my friend and my uncle and all of us who go riding a lot are planning to go all on bicycles. So I bought this little thing for it. Just got several sounds. So, you know, that just, it's a gimmick. And it's got an action camera on it. Just for giggles, here's my mother's bike. It's a 2011 Giant Suede. I also have this parade bike, very old. It's got a built-in headlight, horn, and it had a tail light, but we took it off. It still has the wire going to it. The headlight doesn't work. We tried to put bulbs in it, to no avail. And because this bike is so light, I can lift it up. This is my new bike. It is a 2020 Specialized Allez, A-L-L-E-Z. I don't know how to pronounce it right. Allez, I don't know. And I recently put a seat cover on it because the seat, I'm keeping the seat on it. I want it all original, but the seat on it is kind of hard and annoying, so I put a Bell seat cover. I've had the seat cover on a lot of bikes. It's pretty worn, but still does the job. I do have a phone holder on it, which I do use. I have a flashlight since I don't want to put headlights on it since that messes up the paint. If a dog comes after you or if you get caught up in some rope or something, got a box cutter, pocket knife, or not a pocket knife, box cutter, switchblade. If someone wants their seat raised or lowered or you need to tighten something, Allen wrench. This is a metric Allen wrench. On this side, these are just $2.50 at Big Lots, 2-pack for $5. This is a customary, so and this Huffy accessory toolbox does have a phone pouch in the top for a buddy's phone if their phone keeps trying to fall out or something. Inside the cooler, you can put drinks. I have a receipt in there from the thrift store or from the thrift mart where we get drinks. Here's a GoPro Hero 4 that I use. Keep 2 headlamps on the... I actually have 1 headlamp on it most of the time. Right now there's 2, just because I picked one up from my friend's sister who left it at the house. Here's my headlamp though, and here's the other one that I need to take inside. On the back, I rigged up the same toolbox that's on my dad's bike. It's older, it's heavier, but burns more calories when you're on this, so hey, you know, nothing wrong with that. This bike has 2 cup holders, which is nice. And I may add one, I don't know, because I've been asked to keep people's drinks. Got a stand, you can duct tape jackets to it. I do usually keep 2 jackets on the back. In the wintertime, when it gets cold, you know, I want to have some jackets on the back if you ever need a jacket. Got a jacket on the back. Have your stand. Racing bikes don't have a kickstand. But I will make a video on the verdict of my FX2, if I get rid of it or keep it. It's kind of difficult. But if I do get one, it won't be from very far. So hate to get rid of it, but it'll be for the better since I have these two bikes. We can all be in unison, you know. So no one's lagging behind on a bike that's more difficult to ride. So if I do get rid of it, I'll make a video. If I don't, I'll fix that one up and make it easier. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope maybe this answered some questions about whether or not you want to become a rider. It's very fun. And you get a lot of bragging rights too, which it doesn't get you very far, but it's a fun thing to do, and I really enjoy it. So thank